Okay. Show me.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DutchRC channel. And in this video here we are going to take a look at an FPV camera. This camera over here, it is the Foxeer Monster. Ooh, the Monster. Yeah, it is a 1200 TVL FPV camera. No less than 1200 TVL. That's nice. And not only that, it is also a 16:9 camera, so a more of a widescreen camera than your average FPV camera. And let's see, in this video I'll show you what comes with this camera, how you connect it up. And after that we'll have a look what the image from this camera looks like in several goggles. I've got quite a few goggles over here, and I'll show you what the output of this here camera looks like in different FPV goggles and on an FPV screen, a monitor. And I'll also include a sample recording from a DVR recorder of this camera. Now, I got me this camera for an airplane, the S800 flying wing, this one over here. And if you follow my channel, you've seen that wing. And when I ordered this camera, I thought, well, 1200 TVL, that might mean that this camera has lag, more lag than, for instance, an HS1197 camera. However, it does not. Somehow the lag on this camera is even lower than those cameras. And actually, let me put up some specs of this here camera. As you can see, this camera has a newer chipset than the HS1197s. And yeah, I guess the image processing of that newer chip is faster, so it has lower lag. Now, again, I bought this camera for an airplane, and in airplanes the lag is not as important. A little lag is less of a concern than on quadcopters. But again, I'm happy to see that the lag is actually pretty low. The camera in that sense is usable for quadcopters as well. But let's first see if the camera performs well enough. And like I said, we'll first have a look what comes with this camera. As you can see, it has this housing with two mounting holes at the side. The housing of the camera is, by the way, plastic. Yeah, it is what it is. The screws are metal inserts though, that's nice. It has a 2.5mm lens, as you can hopefully see over here. Average, I think. And the camera actually comes with an alternate housing, as you can see. You can simply unscrew the back over here with these two screws. You will have to take off the lens to remove the housing. But if your quadcopter, for instance, is more suitable for this kind of mount, where you have only one screw on the side, then you can use this here housing, or just use it as a spare. That's convenient as well. Apart from those mounting options, you also get this aluminium bracket with an assortment of screws, as you can see, and also this plastic mount, which probably you are familiar with these kinds of mounts. They just clamp onto the lens. Familiar kind of mounting. So with that assortment of mounting options, you should not have a problem mounting this camera in any kind of quadcopter, I think. And last but not least, you get an assortment of washers. As you can see, far more than you probably need. I like that, so you have some spares, and maybe for other quadcopters, very nice. I'm happy to get those. Back to the camera. As I told you, we'll take a look at how you connect up this camera to your quadcopter or your airplane. you get this here cable, and let me hook it on up to the camera. There. Now we have one servo lead, which has a video cable and a plus and a minus to power your camera, and your OSD control board with 5 knobs. Very nice. And you can also see this here connector in the cable for the OSD. So the idea is that you unplug this and now you're good to go. And this is very convenient. As you can imagine, with the camera mounted in your quadcopter, it is hard to get to the back of your FPV camera, right? So if you'd want to connect up the OSD, you'd be fiddling around, or maybe you'd have to take your quadcopter apart again. However, you get this little pigtail which connects up to the OSD. Very convenient. You can just leave this obviously in your quadcopter, doesn't weigh a thing, and that way you can easily get to it to reconfigure your camera. Cool stuff, or what? So that's it. That's everything that comes with the camera. Ah yeah, there's a little manual, which is fine, but you don't really need a manual, I think, for a camera like this. Okay, I'm gonna install it in the aeroplane now, and then we'll have a look at what the output of this camera looks like. Here we go. Okay, a first look at the image from this camera here. This area over here, the darker spot in this over here, is actually something the monitor does. You'll see that in a minute. When we look at the image in a goggle, somehow in at least the Cyclops 2 goggle, the image looks far better. Oh well, but well, the main thing I wanted to know was we are looking at a circular thing over here, a perfect circle in real life, and I wanted to know if this gets distorted because it's a widescreen camera. And I'm not sure what it will look like in video for you at this moment, but to me it indeed looks like a perfect circle on screen. So that's good, and this here monitor we are looking at can't be switched from 16:9 to 4:3, so this is what you get. And I've placed these two black markers at the edges of the screen to see if the screen modes will make any difference in the goggle, but we'll have a look at that in a second. For now I'm happy that well, the image doesn't get distorted at all. So that's that. Let's have a look at what a goggle will show us. Okay, and what do we have here? It is the Cyclops 2 from Hobby King. Cool goggle this. Very nice goggle, lots of improvements over the version 1. But this is not a review of this goggle. I will have a review on this goggle in the near future. But let's have a look at what the screen looks like, or the output of our camera looks like in this goggle. Okay, as always, it's very hard to show an FPV goggles screen on camera. As you'll see here, if I have it in normal 16:9 mode, this goggle actually shows the entire image, and if I switch it to 4:3 mode, well, it's not like a part of the screen is being cut off at all, so you don't lose resolution or part of your image, not to the sides and not to the bottom and the top. The image in the goggle just gets a little narrower in 4:3 mode. So yeah, this actually looks pretty good. And now that I mention it, this camera provides a very focused, sharp, nice, contrasty image. I'm very happy so far. So that's good. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing left to do is try an FPV. Well, FPV, the weather is a bit bad, but I'll try an FPV DVR recording now, so you can have an impression of that. Alright, that was the DVR recording I did with my Aomway monitor from this monster camera. In very short, I am quite happy with this camera. It performs well, and I only tested it in stock mode. I haven't tweaked the settings at all yet. I might. Maybe depending on the weather conditions as well, of course. For now, I am very happy with my choice of cameras. Yeah, 1200 TVL without lag. That's quite nice, I think. So yeah, tell me what you think. And that's it for this video. Hope it was informative for you, and hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye.